Alright there, it's your old mate Yorkie here. Welcome you back to Wrath the Righteous on Campfire Tales. And today I hope, or this episode I hope to get a couple of things knocked off that I progressed most of the story in. And I think it's time to finish them. Start with, make Shwero pay for her lies. Shwero lied. It was not demons residing in the rotten country, but a gang of professional mercenaries from other planes who earned their living by doing jobs for revolutionaries and influential citizens. The entire story was but a well-crafted ploy intended to trap the commander. Shwero will have to pay for that. After all, failing to avenge a personal affront would stain one's reputation in the eyes of demons. A misdeed going unpunished is an anathema here, and anyone seeking to rise in any given society must demonstrate respect for the customs. So let's see if we can take care of this idiot demon. Where are you? That's outside, I don't want that. Patrons, succubus. Could be a nasty fight in here, to be honest. Ruben scowls at you, glancing warily at his chain collar and clutching a magic wand in his clawed hand. I want to go through that door. Feel free to do just that, you're not riffraff. That goes to the upper city. No, don't need it.
Without a doubt.
Where the hell is she? Is she through here? How do I get there? I don't seem to get there. Must be some way. Oh, there's Shwero, right there. I've been to Rotten Country, you hired assassins to kill me. The Lilith delved into your memories and lets loose a howl of frustration. You piece of shit, why couldn't you just quietly go there and die? Cause nothing but trouble. Damn you for all the suffering you've caused Minago and me. Now let Minago go. I don't know where she is now, but she needs your help. Shwero's voice sounds baffled and distrustful, but holds a slight hint of hope. You let her go. But I thought Minago was dead. Why hasn't she come to me? Perhaps she didn't want me to see her as most vulnerable. Or was she perhaps afraid she might draw Baphomet's wrath onto me after she failed his task again? Oh, damn it. The Lilitude's voice sounds odd, as if she's about to burst into tears. I appreciate it. Minago needs my help, and I'll find her no matter what. Thank you for giving me a chance to see her again and ask for her forgiveness. I'm just sorry for everything that's happened between us. She chokes on the words of gratitude. Words she is likely uttering for the first time in her long life. Then turns on a heel and leaves quickly. Well, I let that go. Yet more denizens know about us. And now they're talking about taking the throne. Because she's run off. Oh well, that was quicker than I thought. We'll go see what else we can take care of. Right. Next up, we've got Greyball with us. You think I've made it quite clear I don't particularly like the guy. But We need to deal with the Assassin's Guild for him. Which should be around here. It was around here. Hang on. It is around here. It's that door there. Except that door just disappeared. Thought I saw a door. Did I not? About going up. Come on. Right, he's not showing up on this level, that's why. That's why he's not here. I do have Grey Ball with me, don't I? Yeah. Huh? Is it here, or am I getting it wrong? Well, how do I get in there? There's the door. Wow, that was annoying. Alright. There's yours. The demon standing before you clearly has a pawn shop for jewellery. His fingers are covered in rings, 3 gold chains encircle his neck, and 4 bejewelled earrings sparkling in each of his ears. However, such exquisite adornments are not enough to hide the fact that he's a hardened warrior, ruthless killer. His face and hands are covered in long, badly healed scars, and he moves as gracefully as most skilled swordsmen. The demon's lips curl in a satisfied sneer as he greets you loudly. Look who's here, it's the arrogant Galarian who disposed of poor Willidus. He catches your eye and frowns slightly, giving a pointed glance towards your bodyguards, his bodyguards. You're not about to do something really stupid and start a massacre, right? Can we just talk? It is just a projection. Who are you, the leader of a gang of assassins? The demon gives a dignified nod. Yes, and I'm proud of it. The abyss is full of butchers and monsters, so anyone who chooses to be an assassin among monsters and butchers commands a high level of respect. If they live long enough to make a name for themselves, of course. My guild attracts assassins from many planes. No one hires us for simple things, like murdering noisy neighbours or cutting the throat of a cheating merchant. As I'm sure you know, it's easier and cheaper to do that yourself, and there's no need to get assassins involved. No, if someone turns to an assassin, it means that the victim is a dangerous, cunning and well-protected target. Heard a lot about you, Yoz. You're the head of a highly reputable guild that operates on many planes besides the Abyss. Many of my colleagues would consider it an honour to work for you. Unlike myself. Work alongside you, like myself. This whole thing is one of yours, is it? Orzala? Yes. This little demoness is one of my most useful servants. Besides, it's so very prestigious to have a daughter of Baphomet working under you. Yours glanced at the horned demon, with a mix of condescension and possessiveness. She stares fixedly at the floor. I didn't get the perception check. The projection bows deeply, staring down at the floor. Yes, master, I am your servant. It's hard to believe that a Nephilim and a daughter of a demon lord could sound so meek and submissive. Tell me the truth right now. Yours raises his hands apologetically. Several rings glitter on his fingers. Fine, fine. I was the one who actually gave Greyboar assignments. I needed to light a fire underneath this cauldron, where so many minions of demon lords are being mixed together. I ordered him to murder those demons in Canabres, and I put a hit out on Darazand. Well, that ugly idiot didn't bother me at all. But he was an ugly idiot indeed, and a vengeful one to boot. That's why I gave Greyboar a dagger that was only supposed to wound the Baelor. And that is why Willidus' name was important. Using it was important. It was a perfect hand of cards. Darazan survived after suffering a painful, humiliating wound by a mortal's hand. No offence, of course. And the Baelor couldn't simply let that go, and so he started a vendetta against Willidus, dragging the Descarites into it. And that was my goal all along, because Willidus was my real target. A target that was very difficult to reach. Yoz seems to revel in his own cleverness. He smirks and smiles with smug satisfaction. The dwarf gives a grim chuckle and whispers loudly enough to be heard. People like you are wise assassins have a lousy reputation. No respect for agreements. Everything here is disgusting. No point in saying that. I'm just going to say nothing. Greyboar mutters darkly. Staying quiet, Commander. I'll have a few words to say to this fellow when the time is right. The head of the Assassin's Guild, why didn't you send your underlings after Willidus? Yours grimaces slightly, and replies with a visible displeasure. Who says I didn't? I lost a number of capable killers. He collects himself quickly, and the arrogant smile returns to his face. And yet, as you can see, I found a more elegant and economical way to execute the plan. I won't lie to you, this kind of plotting makes me very proud of my own guile. My assistants made sure that every lava in the city knew about the bounty on Willidus' head. I knew that Greyboar returned to Elutionera, and decided to use him once more. Just like poor Darazand, he had no idea he was merely a pawn of mine. Just as I envisioned, you didn't linger and paid Willidus a visit. I had no doubt that Paranoic would try to kill anyone who crossed the doorstep, and I expected you to overcome him, and I was right. Greyboar snorts derisively. I thought your guild had the best your guild had the best contractors. To hearing your story, they sound like amateurs to me. Why did you do all of this? For money and power, of course. This has been my primary motivation for many years now. Somebody wanted that old Woodlouse dead, and clever Yoz has fulfilled their wish, with the expectation of being showered in privileges and treasures. You're getting a share of those privileges and treasures, by the way. I trust you're not going to refuse the reward provided for freelance operatives. Trust me, the sum is considerable. Yoz turns his attention to Greyboar and adds, I haven't forgotten about you either. You'll be rewarded in proportion to your truly astonishing lethality. That's proud, I don't need your blood money. But I could just accept it. It's a demon I killed. I'll take it. 100,000. The demon flashes his pocket, sharp teeth, and then snaps his fingers. Suddenly a thick purse in front of you, appears in front of you, smelling of exquisite perfume. I had no doubt we'd come to an understanding after all. We share a common language, the language of gold. Since it was my reputation that damaged as a result of this plot, consider it fair to lay claim to 20% of the total fee. That's only fair, there you go. Greybow nods and gives a grunt of satisfaction. Appreciate your integrity when it comes to business, Eliana Solshade. As for you, Greybow, you've proven your competence. As a token of your apology, let me offer you a membership of my Assassin's Guild. Consider it the recognition of your talents that you have long desired. I promise you prestige, respect, and truly staggering fees, of course. I won't demand that you sever your current contract. You may claim your well-deserved place in our guild when it expires. So then, what do you say? Will I be welcoming you to this big league? Greybow turns to you with a very serious expression. His voice is reserved and formal. Eliana Solshade, we are bound by an active agreement, and therefore I must consult your opinion on the invitation. Have you thought about quitting the business? And become what? A farmer? A butler? Maybe an innkeeper, one of those who tell tales about their adventurous youth and drunk patrons? My soul is that of a wanderer and a killer. My art is my only source of pride, and abandoning it will make me useless in my own eyes. Believe me, I already tried to settle down and find an honest job. Nothing good came of it. I'll quit my profession only when I'm judged by Pharasma herself. You know what? You just accompany me for now, so it's your decision to make. Greybow studies you for a moment, and then nod respectfully. Such words make me respect you even more. Believe me, I appreciate willingness to let the decisions be entirely my own. Dwarf does not waste words as he looks at yours. Where do I sign? What are you talking about? We're not devils, after all. Yours laughs and claps his hands together. Splendid. Got a bright future here, my diminutive yet deadly friend. Yours gives a bored yawn, and there is a note of finality in his voice. Well, this was a very enlightening conversation, but I see no reason why we should continue. You've received your answers, and you should probably be on your way. Meanwhile, I should get back to plodding another bloody and violent murder. Have a good day. After a suspicious glance at Yo's direction, Greybow turns to you. Indeed, this was an unexpected meeting. If you want to discuss what happened privately, I'm at your service, Commander. I really don't, but okay. Right, I will see when there's another story part. And one more step on the storyline is to return. If we look at this one, the art of making friends. No, not that one. Rapture of Rupture. Attend the reception at the Rapture of Rupture. An invitation to a reception at Valexia's mansion. It's a perfect setting for making one's debut in Illusionaires High Society. Such an opportunity is promising and risky in equal measure. Who knows what the interest are. Alright. See how this goes. Alexia's demeanour has changed since the last time you saw her. She looks at you with a mixture of boredom and irritation. When she greets you, her friendliness no longer seems genuine, but forced and insincere. Here is our long-awaited guest. The performance is about to begin, and there is so much new talent here today. I wonder if any of them will entertain me. She looks directly at you as she makes the last remark. I'm starting to suspect that you're losing interest in our conversation. Alexia throws you a withering glance and mutters something under her breath before she answers. In that case, you should act fast before you lose what remains of my interest. Well, she's tired of me being good and chaotic. Leah's had a path. Maybe I should lie to her and twist things. Alexia claps her hands imperiously, and one of the performers begins to sing a heartfelt ballad in a deep, velvety voice. Alexia looks tired and her eyes are full of sadness. There's a wistful note in her voice as she asks, "Tell me, how did you end up in the abyss? You're not one of us. Our ways are foreign to you. Why did you come to our world?" Yeah. I mean, this is kind of true, but also, I don't care about the Queen. It's what my Queen ordered me to do. Alexia sounds slightly irritated. Do you always follow your Queen's orders? She is the one who does all your thinking for you. Perhaps I'd be better off talking to her, not you. The demon interrupts the ballad with an impatient clap of her hands. The singer quails beneath an imperious gaze and hurries away. Another performer steps forward, dressed as a jester. Here's another one for you, distinguished guest. How many mortals would it take to paint this manor? Depends how hard you throw them against the walls. Ta-da! That wailing was starting to annoy me. What do you have next? Oh, another fool who's decided to entertain me with jokes. As far as I'm aware, laughing at cripples and the misfortunes of is popular in Galarian as well. If you ask me, it's a primitive form of entertainment still. You mortals seem to enjoy it, even though you do pretend yourselves different from us creatures of vice and evil. Now that I'm thinking about it, what is the difference between demons and Galarians? I'll take a philosopher to answer your questions. The demon makes no effort to hide her irritation. I had hoped that you would be an interesting conversationalist. It seems that you are making every effort to prove me wrong. Alexia dismisses the jester with a wave of his hand. A scrawny spellcaster comes forward and immediately conjures up two illusions that begin to fight violently with one another. Cut off your wings and put your chains and teach your obedience. Let death take you, you despicable beast. Light will prevail. Flame strike. Felixia rolls her eyes in exasperation and her voice is unpleasantly shrill. Deep down, I'm beginning to wonder if you're worth my time. Why should I desire your company? What more do you have to offer? Because I will rise to great height. It's in your best interest to be friends with me. Looks could kill Valexia's arrogant smirk. Could certainly inflict a mortal wound to anyone's self-esteem. Don't flatter yourself, little Galarian. Your short, meaningless life and your stupid, painful death will go unnoticed in both Lucianera and the Abyss. Millennia will erase your name from history, and all traces of you will turn to dust. Alexia snaps her fingers in irritation, and magic sparks fly from her fingertips. The performers who were unlucky enough to provide the evening's entertainment begin to scream with pain. Their bodies change shape, density, and colour. In a matter of moments, they are being completely transformed into a set of whimsically decorated furniture. The pieces of furniture creak sadly, as if lamenting their bitter fate. Alexa is clearly tired of you, and the polite words she forces out from between her clenched teeth do a poor job of hiding the frustration. I must admit that our time together has brought me a certain degree of amusement, however I do not intend for us to meet again. I ask that you take this humble gift as a sign of my affection, and in fond memory of the pleasure our conversations used to provide. The succubus hands you an elegant piece of jewellery. This is one of my latest creations. It has an intelligent mind of its own. It is certainly far more clever and sophisticated than many living creatures I know. The jewellery will identify the most important traits and features of its owner, and then it will enhance these abilities. It is rare and valuable gift, and I hope you appreciate its worth. And now I must ask you to leave. I have grown tired of your company. Do you know anything about this? Was this your doing? Alexia narrows her eyes, examining Finian. Do you really think I would release such poor craftsmanship into the world? Words fail me. However, I have seen this work like this before. It was done by an incompetent, untalented individual who called himself the Bladesmith. He showered me with compliments and asked to be my apprentice, but in truth he just wanted to learn my secrets. Needless to say, I refused him in no uncertain terms. Well, let's see what he managed to learn on his own. It looks like he lacked the skills to copy my transformation spells, and he clearly had no idea what he was doing. This is disgustingly crude work. The soul didn't fill the shape completely, and part of it is still lost somewhere. To tell you more, I'll need to disassemble this sample. Don't even think about it. You demons are always looking for a reason to start dismembering people. If we were here to fight instead of talk, I'd be more than a match for you, sweetheart. You'd have a tough time talking me down. How abominable. Its mind seems flawed too. The bladesmith should have called himself the bungler, because that would be more accurate. Just look at this. He's clearly incapable of selecting the right kind of soul and transforming it properly. What a waste of material. Lift the spell from the unfortunate people you've turned into objects. Free all of them now! Alexia gives you a cold stare. She lifts her chin haughtily and mutters through clenched teeth, and if I do as you demand, what will happen to my manor? Have you considered that? I have been collecting furniture this way for millennia, and now you want me to leave my house with bare walls and drafty rooms? What unthinkable nonsense. Finian's voice trembles with rage. Were it not for the commander, I would have chopped your head off. Turning living creatures into other things it's the worst of all crimes. Alright, thank you for your time. Enjoyed our meetings, now we must go. 48,000. Alexia looks at you with barely concealed annoyance, but she forces herself to smile politely. Our dates were unforgettable, and now I ask that you leave me as soon as possible. Yeah, that's not a problem. Alexia granted you her patronage. Though her interest did not last long, this affair has still brought you recognition, and the fear and respect of Illusionaires' many residents. I must ask you to be honest with me. Do you like all the attention? Even if Nocticula showered me with treasure, my vows would remain unchanged. I believe you, champion. I do not blame you. Oh, if only we had legions behind us and the full support of my goddess in all her might. We could have destroyed this city and rooted out its many sins. But that's not our mission. And we must adhere to the laws that govern the place. I simply wish to know if you remain firm in your convictions. Alright. Time to leave, I guess.
We march ahead.
And before I finish, I want to go back to camp. If I can find my way back to camp, that is. And speak to Greyball. Okay, that's not helping me. I need a portal down of some kind. Or I can go to Middle City. There should be less than 100,000 left now. But there's still a hell of a lot of distance to cover to get to next level. That's a portal up, but where's the portal down? There isn't one.
I will guide us.
Great. There's a portal down. We go here, then what? Then nothing, apparently. That's not giving us anything. So that portal down's not helping me. There's a portal up. Okay, so that joins there.
We march ahead.
Do we know what's in the Asimar's house? Oh, Latberg, we want revenge on him, don't we? Looking even paler before Latberg greets you with a trembling voice. Did you stop her? The red mask is still a threat to us. I know everything about you and your highly unusual tastes. It's not my fault. I did not want this weakness. But it gnaws at me from inside. I know what I'm doing is wrong, but there's nothing I can do to stop myself. I swear I was kind to those girls. The rest of the time, it was I who saved them. There's a wounded festering in your soul. It hurts, but you cannot share the pain with anyone, or your friends will turn away. Which is why you set out to make friends yourself. Them. Ember points at the Asmar women. But this isn't true friendship. You are still lonely and still hurting. I feel very sorry for you. Time has come, you'll answer for your crimes. With a show of impeccable timing, Red Mask drops from the rafters, looking like the remorseless spirit of vengeance incarnate. She lands in front of the ashen-faced Latberg, and in a harsh, demanding voice proclaims the hour of retribution is at hand, scum. You will pay for each and every one of your crimes. Don't touch me! My evil never go unpunished.
Our path leads on. I will guide us.
My little birds, protect me from this vermin. They've come to enslave you once again.
Defeat is not an option.
No, we really haven't. We've come to free you, fools. Naira? What the hell? Why didn't you do it? Huh? That was garbage. What was that meant to be? Anyway, protection from evil. Smite evil.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Simply business.
Yeah, you're garbage. Let's get you lot out. Why didn't it summon that? What the hell is going on with this crap?
You offend me.
Victory is worth the pain. Begone, fiend!
The light, take you.
How much? 154. We should be able to take him. He's not going to really. He's garbage. You can take one of his friends down.
Cease to exist.
Ember. Shall we bring them out instead?
Stand down.
I must withdraw.
Muliana. Bring them out. This is garbage.
Fall!
Into the fray.
You're in my way.
Now, Orama. Now, Orama.
Victory is worth the pain.
Game's good, but it has some real serious flaws as well. Well, we got them in the end. The Asimar screams, desperately smearing tears and blood across his ascaric face. I'm begging you, spare me this disgusting trait, this addiction, it makes me hate myself. I was weak. I swear I'll no longer allow my weakness to harm anyone else. Bring me to justice if you wish, but spare me from your vengeance. Yeah, you deserve death, mate. Seeing Lavic's dying convulsions, Resmath lets out a bloodthirsty chuckle. Well done. I was afraid your resolve would falter, but you were strong enough to carry out the sentence. Without further ado, the Avenger bends over Letwerk. When she stands again, she's holding a bloodthirsty strip of skin that used to be the Asamar's face. The woman takes off her mask and smiles with satisfaction. He took my beauty. Took away my beauty. Now I've taken his. Redmask stretches Letwerk's face over her own, fixing it in place with a handful of barbed hooks. Ooh. She dives into her own flesh. Rivulets of blood run down the woman's neck, giving her a grotesque and terrifying appearance. You will take care of these young women, and I think they're dead, and I will take my leave. This corrupt city is full of scum whose wrongdoings remain unpunished. I will bring retribution to each and every one of them. Redmask's laughter echoes eerily throughout these cellars' vaults, full of excitement and lust for blood that can only be sated by more brutal killing. You did a noble thing when you did not abandon the weak in their hour of need. You have my deepest respect. Go to my camp if you're still alive. The young Asamar women exchange glances, then nod gratefully to you. Huddled together in a tight group, they set out in search of the promised shelter. They carry themselves with an air of grim determination, and look after one another, and find a way out of this terrible place.
Take a look.
There's a book. And a chest with some gloves. Enduring Wizard. What the hell is that? Belt. Cloak. Now the wearer of these gloves casts a level 7 or higher spell. They get 20 temporary hit points for 1 minute. Soziel has spells like that. You're not wearing gloves at the moment.
Without a doubt.
Alright, I will see you back at camp. And here's Grey Boar. Perhaps I should thank you for your help. You assist me in dealing with all of Yozza's schemes, though you didn't need to do so. I'm grateful for that. Can you explain to me just what kind of mess we involved ourselves in? Grey Boar pauses for a moment, and then slowly begins to explain. An anonymous client ordered Yoz, the head of the Assassin's Guild of Evolutionera, to kill Willidus. He tried to take the target down several times, but Willidus turned out to be quite tough nuts to crack. Then Yoz gave me a new anonymous assignment: kill Dadazand, and tell him that Willidus sent his best regards. However, Yoz gave me a weapon that could only wound Dadazand, not kill him. He hoped it would provoke Dadazand and make him angry enough to go kill Willidus himself. Of course, you killed Dadazand before he even had a chance to do anything else. When Yoz found out that we were both in the Abyss, and that I'd be eager to talk to Willidus, he started to give me hints as to where to find his fellow. We lived up to his expectations. Willidus died, and I'm sure you remember what happened next as well as I do. So he killed Willidus for no reason. Raw smirks cynically. Well, it depends on how you look at it. Was he to blame for the damage to my reputation? No. Was he a utterly disgusting creature whose face practically begged me to sink an axe into it? Did he try to kill us in his own manner? Were creatures we encountered in said manner the most atrocious and perverted things I've ever met? The answer to all these questions is yes. don't think anyone is going to cry themselves to sleep over his death, and neither should we. Your reputation's been restored. How do you feel? The spark of amusement in the dwarf's eyes. I feel at peace. Now people will think twice before attempting to ruin my good name. I'm grateful my companions didn't leave me to deal with this by myself, even though they had every right to do so. So while I'm used to working alone, I appreciate a team I can trust. It's good to have someone who's got my back. Cares about reputation anyway. People are always wagging their tongues. Might not matter as much to you as it does to me, but a vagabond like myself can only rely on three things in life: his good name, his sharp blade, and his sturdy boots. And your blade hasn't proved to be all that sharp, to be perfectly honest. You're really willing to work for demons and follow their orders? With a heavy sigh, the dwarf looks you straight in the eye. Is there really much of a difference between me and them? I'm the product of the worst parts of mortal souls. They are sin incarnate. Many say the same thing about me. I was never a coward, so I'm able to admit that my soul is black and evil. I murder others for money. I'll never become a respectable member of society, a friend or a father. But I'm tired of asking forgiveness for what I am. Here I will not be judged for my profession. Greybow clenched his fists and mutters through gritted teeth. I'm not a freak or a monster they think me back in Galarian. How dare they hire me to murder their enemies and then despise me for my profession? They'll treat me differently in the Abyss. The demons respect my skills. They'll treat me as a professional, not a criminal or a blackguard. It's strange to say this, but I don't feel out of place here. Do you think your membership of the Assassin's Guild Evolutionera? Greybow hides a smug smile beneath his beard. I think this position rightfully belongs to me. This guild is not as infamous as the Red Mantis, legendary fanatic assassins who perceive their victims as offerings to their god Achikek, or the silent monks of Anaphexia, who guard some kind of secret knowledge and murder anyone who dares to touch it. But its name still means something to the discerning client. Evolutionary is a crossroads between several different planes, and Yoz's assassins work not only in the Abyss and on Galarian, but also in many other interesting places. The fact that I was accepted into this society is undeniably proof of my professionalism. I am grateful that you did not insist on the exclusivity of our contract, but allow me to reap the benefits of my hard work. I think everything's clear. Been a good employer. Commander. Glad I made this contract with you. You managed to restore your reputation and join the guild. What about that contract? Do you want to terminate it? The dwarf begins to count off on his fingers one at a time. First, it would have been highly unprofessional to abandon you after you helped me. Second, the war is still in full swing. My departure would have been a source of gossip, which in turn would have damaged my reputation beyond repair. I don't want people to perceive me as a coward who fled from a good fight. Third, I've long since discovered that working for you is profitable in more ways than one. You're always trying to take down the most dangerous targets, and they make great additions to my trophy list. Alright. Let's see. He's done, at least for now. Hopefully for good.
Forwards.
And that is where we'll end for today. Oh, for this episode. Probably for today as well. I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching, for being around, for every message, reaction, all the joy we found. To the quiet, the loud, the sharp and the sly, you're the reason I'm leaving with my spirits high. So hit like, leave a word or tap that sub. If you laugh, cry to mock my stuff. Every click helps the channel grow, lets me keep on with the show.